But before we do this, there's one more important thing to do with our e-commerce admin panel. And this is that it should be mobile responsive. So it should look better than this. So for example, here an important part would be to make this site navigation hidden when it's on mobile with an extra hamburger navigation button somewhere here maybe. So when we click on it, it will show the navigation, and by default it should be hidden, so we should see only the content of the page. So this is what we are going to do now. So we need to add some adjustments for mobile so we can use this panel comfortably even when on mobile. So I will start by editing our layout to make it look maybe a little better. Instead of this blue, I think I will just make it gray. So let's do gray 200 here for no session, and let's do the same here if we have a session, gray 200. So now it looks like this, but now we can fix our navigation. So let's go to nav.js and let's see here. Here we have text white, that's why it looks a little bit off. I would change it to text gray, let's say 500, and now it should look a little better. Yes, it does. Now for the selected item, let's say it's here, I would like to make this color, text blue 900, a little bit different. I don't want to have this dark blue. Instead, I would like to use another blue. But the blue that I want to use is not inside defined class names here. So I'm going to actually define my own blue color. And for this, I will go to Tailwind config.js, and let's see, here I have extend. All right, so I can add my own colors here, and the color I'm going to add will be just, I will call it primary, and it will be this. So it's a pretty blue here. All right, now I will go back to navigation, and let's see, I have this text blue for an active navigation item, and I will change this to just text primary. Now we should have a prettier color. Yes, we do. And now instead of this white background here, I would like to end this background somewhere here, so it will not connect with the rest of the page. So let's see here, we have padding right of 0. I will get rid of this. Yeah, so now it looks a little bit better. Now there is something wrong with this. Those corners here are not rounded. So let's see how we can fix it. Here we have rounded. I think we can just do rounded. Let's change it to small. And I think it looks now better, but I think I will change it to medium. Let's see. Yeah, it's better, but I will change it back to rounded small. Right. And now, instead of this white background here, I want to make it light blue. So let's see here, instead of background white, I will add background. Let's do blue, and let's do 800. I think now it will be super dark. Yes, if I change it to just 100, yeah, it's lighter. Let's try with 200. Yeah, it's better, but it's not the blue that I actually want. And I will try to use a custom color for this. So I will go to my Tailwind and config, and we have primary color. And I will add a color called highlight, and it will be this. So now I will try to use my highlight color. Let's see. Here we have background blue. I will change it to background highlight. Yeah, let's see. A little better. but not exactly what I wanted. Let me go back to our Tailwind config. Try to repaste this, and now let's see how it looks. Yeah, I think it looks good, but I want to also change this gray background to something else. Also a custom color. So let's define my background gray, and it will be this. So almost white. Now let's go back to navigation, or maybe better, let's go to our layout to fix our background gray. And I will do background will be background gray, and now the same for color when we have session. Right, now we have something like this. All right, let's go back to our navigation, and let's see. It would be probably better to make the text darker, or maybe even black here inside this. So let's see, active link, it's text primary. I will change this to text black. Yeah, but the icon, I would like the icon to be actually blue, or primary blue. So let's do this. We have classes for links, but we don't have classes for SVG icons here. Here we have our logo, then we have a link to dashboard, but it would be nice to have also classes for SVG, so we can paint them differently depending if they are selected or not. So I will add the constants here, and the first will be inactive icon. It will be just, let's see, the default classes will be those. And then let's do active icon. It will be inactive icon plus, and let's add space here, and let's make it fill primary. Yeah, and now let's try to use those classes for our icons. So the same way we did here for our class names, I will just copy this, and I will put it for our class names inside this SVG. Instead of an active link, we will have active icon, and here will be inactive icon. Yeah, so let's see, here we have now active icon. So this worked. Maybe it shouldn't be fill, but instead there should be text. Let's see. Yeah, now only the borders are blue. I think that's much better. Now I will fix the other icons. So let's see, here we have for products, class names for products, class name for icon here, active icon, and here otherwise inactive icon. Yeah, now for the categories class names, let's put it even here. And sorry, I forgot about to copy the C. Now let's paste it here active icon, and here inactive icon. Then we have orders. Let's copy the class names here, and let's put them also here, but we'll do first active icon, then inactive icon. Then we have the last one, I think, settings. So let's copy this, and let's paste it here with active icon and inactive icon. Yeah, now we have different icon colors if we are if we selected page here. So that is good. But there's one more thing I would like to make prettier here, and it would be to use filled icons if we have them. If I search for home, we have outline and we have solid icons. And I think it would be much better to have solid icons here, so I will fix it. So let's just copy JSX for home and let's test it. So here we have products, here we have our home, I guess. So let's paste this SVG. And now for the classes, we need to copy and paste them again. So let's do this. Oops, that's too big. Should be active link, should be active icon, and inactive icon. Let's see. Well, I don't know if this matters that much, so I will just put it back as it was. Yeah, the previous icon, I think this one works fine. If you want, you can change it to solid icons, not outline. Right, but now the most important thing will be to put a hamburger button somewhere here on the top, so we can toggle this navigation. But before we do this, let's go to our layout and let's see how it's built. So as you can see here, for our layout where we have our navigation, we have this flex, and here we have our navigation. So our navigation is just a flex item on the left side. So what can we do about this? We can make it maybe hidden if we don't have enough space. So let's open our navigation. Yes, and here, let's see, our main element here, it doesn't have any display property, display class, but I think we can add it. So let's see what happens if we make it fixed, and let's see, now it's fixed to the top left page, top left corner, and as you can see, the other part, the other flex item just takes the rest of the space. So we are making this fixed by default, and let's also pull it left so it will be outside of the screen. So let's see, let's do minus left, and let's see what do we have here. We can do minus 20. Let's do minus left full, and let's see now. Now our navigation is outside of the screen, but if we remove this class, then it's visible. It takes around this amount of space, but for mobiles, that should be our default. We would like to take, so it will take all the width. So let's put it here. I will say it will be width of, let's say it will be width of full. Yes, and let's add some background color. Let's say it will be this background of our default background will be background gray. Yeah, so now it is visible here, but the height should be full. So let's see, height full, and now it takes the whole height. Right, so let's add back that it should be hidden on the left side. So let's do minus left full. So now it's hidden, and we will fix so it will be toggled by a button. Let's go to our layout. I will put it inside layout so it will be on every page. Let's see, here we have our main component for layout. It's flex. Maybe I will add another div here. I put here everything inside, but on the first element I will just put a button, and let's say it will be test for now. Let's see, do we have our test button? Yes, we do. It does nothing. Yeah, that's correct. And this background gray, I think, and this minimum height, we should add it on our most parent div. So let's put it here. And yeah, now it's better. But now for our button here, I would like to style it a little bit. Let's fix the icon of hamburger. Here we have bars 3 and well, let's just copy 3 lines here. And instead of this test, I will put this SVG here. And now it should look a little better. And yes, it does. Now, when I click on this button, I would like to show my navigation. So here we have our navigation element, and here we have our button. Let's say that we want to toggle this navigation. So for this, I will put a state somewhere here at the top. Let's do const, and let's say show nav, and set show nav, and default will be use state here, and default will be false. All right, and maybe we should rename it so it will be only for mobile. I don't know if it's important, but let's put our on click action here. When we click our button, I will put arrow function here, and let's see. On click, we want to do set show navigation, and we want to make it to true, so it will be visible. Now we want to use this thing inside our navigation. So let's do show to show navigation, and now we can use this as an attribute here inside. So let's use show. Let's grab our show here, and let's see, here we have some class names for our aside, and I will put those as a string. And now on the beginning, I will add here parentheses, and if we have show, then I want to add left to be 0. So let's do left 0. Otherwise, if we don't want to show, I will use this minus left full. So let's put it here. Yes. Then let's add plus here, so it will be joined together. Let's add space. And now let's see if I click on it. Yeah, it kind of works. So I wanted this navigation to start from the top, so it should even hide this. Button that we created. So let's just do top, and let's do 0. Yeah, and now we can click categories, we can click products, and now this kind of works, right? But to make it a little prettier, I would like this to be hidden when it's desktop. So to make it work, we will add classes here for desktop. I will start by doing medium, and in case it's a medium screen, I want this to be not fixed, but let's say static. The position should be static, and now let's see. Yeah, as you can see, now it's static, and it looks much better, but the width of this is too big, and this is because we have this width full. And let's change it for medium screens. Let's do this width of auto. So now it's much better. So it's this big for medium screens, and for mobiles it's full width. So this works. If I click products, we are on products, and I can open navigation. I can, orders is not ready. I can go to dashboard and stuff like this. Would be maybe better to add some transition. So let's do this. Let's add transition, and let's see now. This didn't help because it shouldn't be only transition. It should be, let's do transition all. And now let's see if I click on this. As you can see, our navigation just slides in from the left to the right, and that is much better. And if I click dashboard, it will go to dashboard. If I click products, it will go to products. Yeah, but now this navigation button here it shouldn't be visible for medium screens. So let's go back to our layout, because if I have a screen this big, our navigation is visible, so I don't need this button. So we have this button here. I will put it into a separate div, and this button, let's cut it from here and let's put it here inside. And for this div, I want to make it a display block, but for medium screens, I want it to hide it. So let's do hidden, and let's see now. Yeah, I think that's much better. If I have screen that is this small, I can see the button. But I think it looks weird with just a button here, and we should have at least our logo that we have here also with the button. So I'm going to copy from the navigation our logo. Let's see where it is. It's inside navigation. Here we have our link with our logo. So I will copy this, and I will create a separate component inside the components. So let's do new file here, and let's just do logo.js like this. And I will just do export default function. Let's do logo, and let's do return here, and it will be just this link. Right, and let's see, the link has been imported for us. So now we can use our logo here instead of this link. So let's just do logo. Yeah, and let's see, it has been imported for us, and this works. But I want to put the logo here as well. So let's go to our layout, and next to our button, let's put our logo. Yeah, so now we have logo and the button. And for this div, let's make it flex. So the logo will be next to our button. And now I would like our logo to be on the middle. So let's see. First, I want to make it items center. So it will be aligned. I hope it will be aligned, but it's not. Let's see why. Here we have our link. Here we have our button, and well, let's see, there's something inside the button that makes it go to the middle. I think it's our logo link. It has a margin bottom of 4 and margin right of 4. We should go and remove it, and it should be only inside the navigation. So let's remove it from here, margin bottom 4 and margin right 4, and let's put it only inside our navigation. Let's see, here we have our logo. Let's put a div with class names that we just removed, and this logo should be inside. Yeah, let's see if this looks fine. Yes, it does. So now we can put our logo in the middle here. So let's go back to our layout, and let's see, we have item center. Let's add justify center. So now everything is in the middle. That's not what I wanted, so I will remove it. And instead I will put my logo inside the separate div. So let's put logo inside this separate div. And now for this div, I will make it flex as well, and I will make it grow. So now this div that our logo sits inside should take all the width. Yes, it does. And now let's make it justify center, justify center. So now it is on the middle, but it is on the middle of our div, not in the middle of screen. So to fix it, I will add a small margin from the right. So the margin right of, let's try with 8. Yeah, let's see if the margin is around the same as the button size. Yeah, maybe we can make it a little smaller. Let's do 6. And now I think it works. It works fine. So if I make it this small, it works. Yes, it's fine. But it would be maybe better to add some padding from the top and from the sides. So for our for this div here. Let's add some padding of, let's say 4. Yeah, so we have some spacing, so it will look better. Let's see. Yeah, I think it looks just fine. And if I make it this big, then it disappears. Yeah, so I think it looks fine. Our navigation now works. I can toggle it and I can go to products. I can go back to the dashboard. Everything works. But now I would like to fix this page content. So for example, for our products, it looks like this. For mobile, it will look like this. And it just sits inside this white div. I don't know if you can see, but we have a white container that grabs everything here. And now with this gray background, it doesn't look that good anymore. And this blue button is not that pretty anymore. So I will go to our global CSS. Here we have some basic classes that we can reuse. So for example, for this button, we have button primary, and this is because we created this class because we don't want to copy paste all those classes for every primary button. But this way I can now reuse my, for example, background primary here to make this button a little prettier. Let's see. Background primary. Let's see if I refresh. I'm not sure if this worked. Let's maybe go to our products page. Let's see, page, products, and let's search for our button. Here we have, instead of those classes, we should actually use button primary. So I will get rid of those classes and I will just do button primary. And now I think this button looks much better than those, for example. So now we are going to fix also this, maybe this white box, so we can get rid of it. Let's go to our layout.js and let's see. Our content sits inside this div with this white background, so let's remove it. And let's see, we have margin top 2, margin right, margin bottom. Let's get rid of it. It's rounded, it doesn't need to be rounded. Let's just leave the padding. Right, so now our content sits in the same gray background that we have our side navigation. And I think that's fine. We can just make our buttons prettier. So let's go back to our globals and let's see, we have rounded medium. Let's change it to small. Yeah. And now let's maybe make our tables a little bit prettier, right? So we have this table basic that we were using to style all those basic tables for categories and products. And again, to not reuse all those classes to all the tables, to both of those tables, I'm going to just apply new styling for the headers and the cells and to make those this table a little bit prettier. So first I want to get rid of this light blue. So let's see, here we have this light blue. I think I would just remove it, and instead I want the header texts to be smaller. So I will put text SM to make the text smaller. Yes, it is, and I want to make it gray. So let's do text gray, and let's do maybe 400. That's too light. Let's do 600 so we can see something. Yeah, I think that's better. And maybe the labels here should be uppercase. So let's see, uppercase. Yeah, we have this class here. Yeah, this is much better. And now would be nice to fix this blue border that we have everywhere. So let's see. Here we have this border blue. I will just get rid of it. So we have something like this now. And the only border I want is from those labels. to our from the labels to our body. So here we have it for the table head. I will add border bottom, border B, and let's make it light gray. So it's the border, and the color of the border will be gray. Let's say maybe 300. Yeah, so we have this line here. Maybe we can do border gray 200. Yeah, I think this will work great. Now for the whole table, the background here is white-ish gray, but it's gray. So for the table, I will make background of white, background white. Let's see. I don't see any difference. Should be not here, background white. It should go to our table, sorry. Yeah, now I see a small difference. But I will also add the rounded SM here to make rounded corners a little bit. And now I would like to add a small shadow. So let's do a shadow, small. Yeah, so it will be easier to distinct the table from the rest. Maybe we can do medium so it will be more visible. Yeah, I think this will work fine. Right, so now we can maybe add some more spacing inside the cells here. So for the header cells, we don't have any spacing at all. So I will add spacing padding on the sides to, let's say, 2 maybe. Yeah, so we have some small spacing here. Maybe we can do more, let's do 4. Yeah, and now let's try with the same spacing, side spacing for the cells. So let's do this. Now let's add some spacing from the top and the bottom. So let's maybe do padding top and the bottom to 2. And let's do the same for the cells inside the body. So now we have something like this, and that's too much spacing here between, so I will change it back to 1, and I think that looks really nice. Yeah, so now the only problem is those buttons inside don't look like our button primary. So let's go to our products, and here we have our table, and we have some links here. And I think they are styled because we have this global styling here, and we have links inside the table. Let's see here, table basic, A, and we have all those classes here. Maybe let's see if we can reuse our button primary here. Let's see, reuse, apply button primary, and well, kind of worked almost. Let's see if we are missing something. It should be inline flex, and other than this, I think it should work. Maybe let's remove all of the classes, and let's just add them one by one to see what is broken. So this looks odd. I think this is because we need this flex, inline flex. So let's put this back, button primary, and now let's do inline flex. Let's see. Yeah, now it's better. Let's add margin on the sides, margin X of 1. So we'll have some spacing. And yeah, it looks much better. Let's also add items center, so the icon will be on the same level as the text. Yes, and now a small gap between the text and the icon, gap 1. Yeah, now I think it looks much better. So if I click edit here on the product, we can see this, and that is fine. I think that those buttons shouldn't be blue, so I will change the background color for those. So let's change here. I will do background of, let's say, gray, and let's see, I will do gray 700, and this didn't change the background color. Let's see. Yeah, looks like we still get the background primary. So instead of doing this button primary, I would just copy the classes that I need to have here, and let's paste them here. And now they are gray, and I think they look better when they are gray. So let's try with categories. Here we have some buttons as well. Well, maybe we can remove the padding from the top and the bottom to make them a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think now they look much better. Maybe we can just make the text inside them smaller. So let's do text SM, and let's add some padding from the top and the bottom back. Yeah, and I think it looks fine. If I zoom out, it looks like this. So I would say it works fine. I will zoom in again, so it will be so you can guys see. Yeah, I think it looks fine. Our table for now. Now it would be nice to fix this those forms and the inputs so they don't look that ugly. And to fix this, we have some basic classes here as well, basic styling for inputs. Let's see, we have here border of 2. Let's change it to border of just border. So it will be a thin border here. And we don't want to make it rounded medium. I think we can be okay with rounded small. And this gray is too dark for the border. So I think I would just do 200. Yeah, and now I would like to add some spacing here inside. We don't have any spacing padding, so I will do just padding on the top and the bottom of, maybe just let's do padding everywhere too. So let's see, yeah, but I think it looks just fine for the selects, but for the inputs, I would like to add more spacing from the left and the right. So padding from the top and the bottom will be 2, padding on the sides will be 4. So let's see now. Yeah, I think now it looks fine. Maybe it could be smaller, like 3. Yeah, I think now it's right. Maybe we can add a little bit of shadow here. So let's do apply, and let's do shadow medium, and well, that's a lot of shadow. I guess it's the same amount of shadow we get on our table. Yes, it is. I would change it to small. Let's see. Well, I don't think we need the shadow on the inputs. The borders is just enough. Well, but now I think we should have this title to look a little bit better. So let's see if we have any basic styling for this. No, we don't. So let's go to our products and let's find this. We have this table here. We have this button, but that is for add new product button and not for our form. For our form, we need to go inside product form, and let's see here. Here inside render, we have this form here. Then we have photos. Where do we have edit product? Let's scroll here, product name, form, category. I don't see the edit product. So let's go back to products.js. Or sorry, we have products here, then we have edit, and then we have this file here. And then we have edit product, H1. So let's see if we have any basic styling for H1. Do we have here? No, here we have it. It's text blue. Maybe let's change it from blue to dark gray 800. And now let's see. Yes. Maybe we can add more margin bottom, so we have more spacing here. Yeah, I think it looks fine. Now for those labels, I would like to change them as well. So let's see, here we have labels, text blue 900. I want to make them gray 800, and I want them to be smaller, so let's do text SM. Yeah, I think that is much better. Maybe I will make them lighter. So let's do 600, not the H1 on the label. Let's do 600. So it will be lighter. Yeah, I think that's all right. Now, I would also like to fix the spacing here because it looks weird. And we have color and we have this, storage and we have this, and this is our properties that we have inside product form. So let's scroll down here to our properties. Here we have properties to fill, and we have flex with gap 1, and so we have text on the left, and this is this div, and then we have select, which is the right part. I think we should put select into separate div. So I will take this select and I will put it here, and this will just make our selects smaller. But now maybe instead of having text on the left and select on the right, we can make it the same way we have with category and stuff. So let's remove this flex and gap, and let's see. Now it looks better, but those texts should be actually labels. So let's do label on this, and now let's see if it looks better. Yes, I think it does, but for the name here, I would like to be this with the first letter capitalized, or the first letter should be uppercase. So let's see. Instead of printing the name, I will print just the first letter like this, index of 0, and then I will make it to uppercase. Let's see. Yes, we have C and S, and now I will add a plus. So I will join strings. I will do take the name, and I will take the substring of the name. It will start from 1. Let's see, and we have the full name with first uppercase. So this did the trick. First we are just grabbing the first letter and we are doing to uppercase. Then we are adding the name again, but as a substring starting from the second character, so index of 1. Right, now I think our form looks much better. Let's see for mobiles. For mobile devices, it looks like this. I think it looks fine. One more thing I would like to fix here is this upload button. So let's scroll down to photos. Here we have photos. Here we have our label for upload button. I would like to change the color on it to white and add some shadow or something like this. So let's see. Background, I would like to be white, and let's add some shadow of medium. Why not? Yes, and maybe a small border. So let's do border, and border color of gray 400. Something like this. Maybe it's too dark. Let's do 200. Yeah, I think now it looks much better. Maybe the shadow is too big, so I will actually change it to shadow small. And yeah, so now it looks more like a button. But now for the photos, we have those images here. I would like to add some background or something to them and some spacing. So let's add the background of white. Let's see. I don't see any big difference, but if I add a padding of, let's say, 4, now we should see some difference. Yes, we do. And let's add also a small shadow. So let's do shadow SM. So small shadow. Yeah. And let's do rounded SM as well. Rounded corners of small. Yeah. And let's add a small border. So let's do border and gray 200. Yeah, now I think they look better. And the only thing is that I want to rounded corners here on this button make them smaller. So let's do rounded LG. Let's do rounded small. And yeah, and I think it looks better. Maybe the text here can be blue. So let's try this with our primary color. Here we have item center, text center. We have text gray 500. Let's do text primary. So it looks like this. Maybe even the border can be primary. Let's try border. As the border primary, and it looks now like this. Well, I think it looks just fine. Maybe instead of upload, it should say add more photos, add more images, or maybe just add image. Yeah, so we have add image, and well, it's flex, but it doesn't need to be flex, or maybe let's put it flex, but let's do a flex row. Not flex column, and let's remove this flex. Yeah, so we have it like this. Should be column. I think should be just flex and flex col. Yeah, now it's better. So we have this add image with upload icon. I think it looks fine. And we have photos and we have save button, and I think everything here looks just fine. Now the next thing is I would like to fix this styling on this page. For example, this add new property, and it's inside our categories page, not inside API, but inside here. Right, and now let's see. Here we have some button that has a class name button default. So let's go to globals, and let's see. Here somewhere we have our button primary classes, and I want to apply the same for our button default, but the background should be gray 800, let's say. So now it looks like this. Maybe it's too dark, so I will do 600. Yeah, I think now it looks better. And so we can add properties and we can remove them, and this looks fine. But maybe it would be better for delete and remove buttons to make them kind of red. So let's do, we have button red class names here. So let's put the same classes on those, but instead of button red, instead of background gray, let's do background red. Let's do maybe 300. Yes, and now let's see where we have them. I would just search for this, and looks like we have it on where we want to delete a product. So let's see if I want to delete our iPhone. We have this red button here. One small thing I would like to fix here is to make it brighter red, but the text should be dark red. So let's do red 800. So now we have something like this. Maybe that's too dark. Let's do 600. Yeah, I think this will work. Maybe let's try with red 300 here. No, 200 works just fine. Would be nice probably to have the same styling for delete buttons here. So let's go, for example, to our products or categories. So let's go back to, let's see here, categories. Here we have button remove. And we have button default here, and let's change it to button red, and same on the, not on the save, but inside the table. Let's see, here we have a button for edit category. Let's change this to, here we have delete, let's do button red. So we have something like this. And on the edit, let's maybe do button default. So it will be this dark gray. Let's see here now for products. I'll open our products page here as well. Here we have some table rows, and here we have some links. So I will add class name on those links to be here first button default, and here let's add class name of button red. This didn't change much because inside our globals we have this definition for all the links inside the table basic. I think we can just remove some of those classes, like for text color and background color, and to see if this will help. Yes, it does. So now the colors work. It didn't work because here we have more specific definition, but that's all right. I think now our admin panel looks really nicely. The last thing I would like to fix would be default buttons. I would like to make them more, not that dark. So let's scroll to our button default. Maybe instead of this gray 600, maybe we can make them white. So let's do background white, white, and text should be, well, it should be gray, let's say 800. Now let's see how they look like. I think they look fine, but we need to add some border, and the border should have color of gray, let's say at least 600. Maybe that's too dark. Let's do 400. Still too dark. Let's do 200. I think this will work fine, but the color can be lighter. Let's do 600. Text gray 600. Maybe let's put back 800. I think it works just fine. But for default buttons, maybe we can add some small shadow. So let's do shadow small. So they will look a little bit better. And maybe even for the red button and for the primary, let's add shadow of small. So it will be more visible that those are clickable buttons. Same for the primary. Let's do primary button, shadow small. Yeah, and now I think we are done. So let's see, products, looks fine. We can edit products here, looks fine. Let's go to categories. We have edit and delete buttons here. And let's edit to edit category. We can add new property, and everything looks fine. Here everything works. We have cancel. Yeah, I think now everything looks fine, and it's even responsive. So if I make it this small, we can toggle here and we can change pages. So yeah, now everything looks fine. Let's see, even for products, we can edit products and the form looks fine. Let's see for categories, we can edit categories. Yeah, and everything looks fine. So now I guess we can continue to build our front part, our main e-commerce part, where we can display our products and where we can order products when our customers can order products. So later we can see our orders here inside orders page that we will create. So now let's do this.